incident happened to me about a year ago during the final exam season. Our school library normally closed at 5 p.m., but because exams were approaching, the administration decided to keep it open until midnight so students could study late. Since my house was close to the school, I preferred studying in the library. It was quiet, calm, and helped me concentrate far better than home. That evening, I left my house around 6 and reached the library shortly after. I buried myself in my books, completely unaware of the passing time. When I finally glanced at the clock, it was already 10 p.m. I had never stayed that late before. Usually by 8, I would be heading home, and even then, there would still be a few students around. But at 10, the library was unnervingly silent. I only had about 10 to 15 minutes of studying left, so I decided to finish quickly and leave. I was deeply focused when I suddenly heard the sound of someone limping. My heart skipped. I immediately grabbed my books and rushed out of the library. Outside was a long corridor that led to the school's exit. Turn right at the end, and you'd reach the front door. I hurried down the hallway, my footsteps echoing in the emptiness. As I neared the exit, I saw a woman standing at the far end of the corridor. I didn't recognize her. With every step closer, an overwhelming sense of dread crept over me. My chest tightened, and my instincts screamed that something was wrong. Unable to contain my fear, I called out, "Who's there?" The moment the words left my mouth, she vanished. I stood frozen for a second before letting out a shaky sigh of relief. Convincing myself I was just tired, I pushed open the front door and stepped outside. I was exhausted and hungry, barely able to walk properly. That's when I noticed something strange. The street was completely empty. This road was usually busy, even at night. But now there wasn't a single person in sight. Panic set in. I kept my eyes fixed on the ground as I walked, trying not to think. I was almost home when I noticed a shadow stretching toward me. There was no one nearby. Slowly, I lifted my head and saw a woman walking ahead of me. She moved oddly, as if she were disabled, limping painfully slow. I caught up to her within seconds. When I got close enough to see her clearly, my blood ran cold. She wore tattered, filthy clothes. Her hands and feet were twisted at unnatural angles, and her hair hung in messy clumps around her face. Something about her presence felt deeply wrong. I stopped walking. Every instinct warned me not to get closer. I didn't even have the courage to overtake her. Then she turned toward me and asked in a hollow voice, "Where is my daughter?" I froze. Shock rendered me speechless. My mind went completely blank. Desperate to make her leave, I pointed far away and stammered, "Over there." She slowly limped in the direction I had pointed, disappearing into the darkness. Terrified she might return, I ran as fast as I could, my only thought being to find anyone at all, who could help me. Then I heard her scream from far away, "She is not here." After that, everything went black. When I regained consciousness, I was at home. My neighbor told me he had found me collapsed on the street and carried me inside. Later, he shared something that chilled me to the core. In 1998, there was a 32-year-old woman named Agatha. Her 10-year-old daughter studied at Eden Hill School. One day, while playing with her friends, the girl met with a tragic accident and died. Agatha was unable to cope with the loss of her child. Soon after, people began reporting sightings of her ghost, wandering through Eden Hill School and the nearby streets, endlessly searching for her daughter. They say she's still roaming there, hoping to find her child and be reunited with her once again. If you want, I can also make it shorter for narration, rewrite it in first-person horror, YouTube style, add a stronger ending twist, adjust